Hey people, what's going on? It is April. Yes, I know it's April, not March. And today is Thursday the 14th. In the last few days, I've had some people be very nice to me and send me some stuff. I love it. Thank you very much. Will from Vancouver, thank you. I love the Beatles. You know I do. I love the Beatles. Thank you so much. I'll probably wear this later. Besides that, I got some VCLT which I'll share. But if you didn't notice, the last video I uploaded was just a audio video to let people know that I have placed the Norman and the Rockwells EP for sale through my blog spot. I've decided on the price of $15 per record plus postage. If you don't know the story, this is the very first record I ever made back in 1981 as a member of this band, Norman and the Rockwells. Maybe we pressed 500, maybe not. But as soon as I got my share of the records, I sold and gave them away. So mine have been gone forever. The drummer from the band, Tom Ware, and I have just started working together again after many years on a new project. And I just remembered to ask him, well, you have any of those records left? Did you sell any? And he said, I didn't sell any. So I said, well, let me sell them for you. And so I am selling these at $15 plus per record plus postage. I've already sent one overseas, and the postage was about $12.75 to Germany. So that's why I've basically said $15 for postage to also offset, cost of the mailers. These go out today. I love the response, So yeah, I've got some for sale. Grab them while they're available. And you can hear what we sounded like, in the clip. Okay. Besides that, I had a couple of folks have sent me some music, and I just appreciate, I appreciate it very much. And let me go with this one first. So, John Grimaldi is someone who apparently watches and has sent me music before. He has a small label where he makes the stuff himself, CDRs and tapes, Submersive Productions. Submersive Productions, John Grimaldi. And John, thank you so much for sending me a wonderful package of interesting music with explanation. And John is a noise artist. I do like good noise, and there can be good noise and there can be annoying noise. And when it comes to listening to noise music, I just have to be in the mood, but I do like it. So John sent me a nice package, and I'll try to go over everything here, and then the other person that sent me music too. There's a fanzine to start with, a wormhole, which I have not really looked at yet, but I'll show that, related to the music. Haven't read it yet. He sent me several CDRs, releases from his label, as well as a couple of extras. So, a wormhole related to that fanzine, which I will read, or whatever. Maybe it's an information regarding these releases, because this is a wormhole release. I've touched upon everything so I could talk, And this particular release is called Dull. And, rather than try to go into a whole lot of detail, which I really can't, what I can tell you is this. Let me show you some of these releases. First, here's one by Dull, which is John Grimaldi. Another Dull. Hand and Knee, I guess but that's another name for his projects. Dull, Hand and Knee. here is a Hand and Knee release, Permanent Amnesia on Submersive Productions. These are all hand done by John. Well, I don't know that they're done exclusively by John, but they're done by hand here, obviously. And then here are a couple of releases in cool packaging. I'll leave the link below for his website if you're interested in this stuff. Here is a release that comes in a very artful package, hand painted, glued together. Inside is the CD wrapped in twine. Nice little touch. Let me see what the title of this is. This is Hand and Knee Contraction. So what do I think about the sounds, the music? In general, John Grimaldi as Hand and Knee, this is art. He does know how to manipulate sound and keep things interesting. This package also comes with a cassette of extra material. And I do appreciate the artfulness of these releases where they take the time. I think these are probably recycled cassettes where whatever was on it before, yep, it's recycled. Whatever was on it before has been erased. And this is an example of what punk and DIY, what inspired me about punk rock in the 70s and do-it-yourself, was the idea that, well, the big record company, there's some stuff the big record companies will never touch, but everybody is an artist, and so why not do it yourself? And Hand and Knee and his works, the stuff, my initial impression of this stuff is, this is good work. There's variety. It's not just someone just turned on a generator and mic'd it. There's journeys to be taken listening to this music. And this one he titled to me for Dereck Higgins. Another one of the releases. I see it's on his website, listed on his the Submersive Productions website. This is Plumigera, or Plumigera, a Submersive Productions compilation. There's much to be absorbed here, and I do intend to absorb it over time. I enjoy this atmosphere. This stuff creates atmosphere, and depending on what I'm doing, I like it. This one also came with some ephemera. Just, you know, it just makes it more cool as an art project. I appreciate this very much. It's quite a package. He sent me this. Also sent me this video disc, Tokyo Alive 1995, which contains a Merzbow performance. I think he's joined by some other musicians, but I haven't made that out yet. But Merzbow, who I do like, another premier noise artist. He also sent me some singles. Really unexpected package, greatly appreciated. Thank you, people. I guess you know if you send me records, then I will be talking about them. So here's what he sent. Had it mixed up with what okay, don't mix it up with those. Here are the singles he sent, and I generally like all of them. American Nightmare, 4-song demo. This is punk. Pretty thrashy. Pretty good. Nice colored vinyl. I played all the singles. I love spinning records, so I played all the records. Full of Hell, Code Orange Kids. This is a little more hard, almost sludgy metally, but edgy and full of energy. True Quiet, Coliseum. I really like this band Colosseum, not the old English band, but punk band Colosseum on the Death Wish label. Thank you, John. And this is very good. Because I've only played these records once, you know, it's like the music is somewhere between punk, hard rock, and metal. It's just good stuff. Everything you sent me I enjoy very much. Self-Defense Family. Excuse me, another one on Death Wish. Is this colored? Just to show. Yeah. I like everything. This was the least punk rock of what he sent me. Anne and Power Exchange. And who is this by? I think the name of the band is Anne. And I like this. Really appreciate getting getting vinyl and stuff, new stuff to spin. And this was great. Mouth Eater. Thrash, really good stuff. Really good stuff. Thank you, John. Besides that, he sent me a couple of full lengths. Thank you so much. I'm not going to say I'm not worthy. I am. Thank you. So let me just find them because I have the records. Got mixed up here. I was doing something. Chris Cole sent me a package as well. And sometimes I want to tell Chris to stop sending me stuff because I know he's like me. You know, he ain't got no money. But I'll find the stuff here. But I appreciate Chris so much. He sent me a couple of albums. Okay, here we go. I'm finding this stuff. So once again, John Grimaldi, thank you so much for being so kind. And he had reminded me that he had sent me a while back. He had sent me some of his noise music on release, which I'll have to dig up again, you know, because I did enjoy it at the time. So he sent me this album called. Well, it's actually a one-sided EP by Ceremony. 6 cover songs. And I quite like this. It's punky. And the band on here, they cover songs by Urban Waste Crisis, Pixies, Vile, and Wire. And this is nice. It's a one-sided LP, which is etched on the other side. This is fun. Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I've actually spun this a couple times because I like the version of Wire's Pink Flag on here. Nice. Greatly appreciated. And then John sent me, he explained that he's downsizing and getting rid of a lot of records. And so he gave me a couple. Thank you, John. So I used to have this. I got it when it first came out as a promo through my brother who worked for a record distribution company, Tool's Opiate. I didn't like it at the time. And I still don't. I like the more recent Tool best, Lateralis and all those. This one I gave it, I'm glad to have it back. Thank you, John. But I got to say, honestly, is my opinion of this first album really changed? No. Although I like Tool and where they've gone since starting on this album. And he also sent me a metal album, Suffocation, which I've been trying to get into. Pinnacle of Bedlam. You know, I like heavy music, but I know what it is I like. And there's a lot of bands. And this is a band where, okay, so it's cool vinyl. I got to listen to this more. To me, there's a clunkiness to the way this band plays compared to some of the other bands that I like. I know this is not a Meshuggah type band, but Meshuggah comes to mind as far as a band whose bludgeoning heaviness hits me in all the right spots. This one hits me in some right spots. Some of the double bass drumming is like ooh, a little too much of that. But I got to listen some more, okay? But again, I reserve the right to be honest. You know, we should not kiss people's asses just because they give us stuff. We should be honest. We have spent so much time being phony and kissing each other's ass that we're in a world now where people can't handle anything. People get offended when the wind blows. It's fucking ridiculous. So my brother Chris Cole also sent me 3 albums. Let me find the other one now. Chris Cole is like a brother from another mother in some ways. We did meet. I relate to him. I appreciate him so much. So he sent me 2 classical albums. Knowing how much I love Debussy and the fact that I've met Pierre Boulez, he sent me Boulez Conducts Debussy Volume Number 2. Images for Orchestra and then Dances Sacred and Profane. I love Debussy, and these are wonderful renditions. I played one side. Sacred and Profane is what I played. Thank you so much, Chris. He also knows that I like the composer Hans Werner Henze, and he sent me this piece on Deutsche Grammophon. Just dope. The Tedious Way to the Place of Natascha Ungeheuer. This is somewhat operatic, but it's also got a lot of electronics and brash cutting music involved. Very stimulating listening. Something to absorb and read the text and see what's going on here at some point. Thank you very much, Chris. I love stuff like this. Love stuff like this. And then the one that you sent saying that this artist reminded you of me. I very much appreciate this. Dream Messages by Richard Dunbar, an album of solo performances on various instruments, horns, bass, keyboards. And I do relate to the words on the back where Richard Dunbar explains that in one of his most recent bands, they were playing less and less of his material, you know, and the band was supposed to be a collective. And he said, well, why is this? And they said, well, your stuff is too personal. And I can relate. My music is very personal. And I notice that sometimes when I go to play it for people in public situations, it's like, well, it's not party music. It's not music made to create an atmosphere of joviality and just talk over this. I make the music wanting to draw you into my world. And that's what this does. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much. I've already talked 17 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up by just kind of capping some things on my mind. So they had the induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame recently, and I want to applaud Steve Miller for speaking out. The clip is online. If you haven't seen it, you can find it. It created some controversy on my Facebook site when I said, bravo, Steve Miller. The status quo needs to be shaken up. And he spoke out about the Hall of Fame and its exclusivity and how the rules are arcane and really do, in my opinion as well, need to change, you know. And, you know, people who really deserve that credit are going to die long before they have the opportunity, and it's just ridiculous. So I spoke about it on my website, on my Facebook page. Some people, then I spoke about it again more personally, you know, after some inquiries for gigs came in, but no money, you know. You know, people want you to play, but they don't want to pay you. So I made a comment, and it was misconstrued by some folks who I'm about to play for. They thought I was talking about them. Not talking about them. I haven't turned into the devil all of a sudden, you know. I also, you know, think that's interesting how people are so thin-skinned that you're associating with them, and you say one thing that rubs them the wrong way, and all of a sudden you've turned into a different person. What the? I do not see. No, that's on you. That's on the other person. You don't know me. I don't know you. So to start assuming you know what I'm going to say and what I'm going to do, that's you set yourself up for disappointment. And that's what happened with the Steve Miller comment. My comment was about how, after all these years of playing in Omaha, I'm still, I still get expected to play for free and just for the door. It's just a little rant, but it's a justified one. And again, it was piggybacking off of Steve Miller. I'm not a big Steve Miller fan of his music. I respect him. I do have a couple of his records. His music is very common, everyone loves it, and so therefore I don't need to play it. But as a musician, he has my full respect, and what he said is right on, I can fully agree with it. And the fact that he spoke out, and didn't allow them to shut him down, which they tried to do, before he was done. I applaud that. How can anything change if people don't speak up? You have to speak out and ruffle feathers for things to change. I'm not a Black Angels fan or Black Keys or whoever these guys are, the guys that inducted Steve. They come out saying that they regret it, probably just to cover their own asses with the establishment. Oh, well, that's him, that's not us, I don't know exactly where they're coming from, but I stand firmly behind Steve Miller in trying to shake up the establishment. Things are not fair in so many ways in life. So many things are not fair. We need to speak up. I'm going to keep speaking up. Thanks for everything, everyone.